Here we go, picking up right where we left off. Let's go back to the beginning.
Ingram says, Ingram starts to push back here, actually. She says,
Here
they're
we
getting help
go.
from Russia, and
Yeah.
we anticipate that. I just
Well,
want to say, watching Donald
I
Trump's
do
Deputy
not
Chief of
know
Staff, Stephen
who
Miller,
this
melt
person
down on
is.
live TV
I
has
don't
become
know.
somewhat of a bi-monthly
I've
ritual
never
for the Mockler Media
seen this
channel. On
person
the Adam
before.
Mockler feed, we are constantly
But
covering
he's doing
Stephen
a
Miller's
commentary
repulsive
on
lies.
this over
There's a
here.
common theme with his
And
news
he
hits
hasn't even
beyond the
done it
lies.
yet.
It's the fact that he always starts them off
Ronnie-Dean-Ward
somewhat calm in his
from the
talking,
Ditmas
and then
section
throughout
of the
it, it's like
Flatbush
he's one of those
neighborhood,
wind-up toys where you're
Brooklyn, in
slowly
the city
winding
of
him up,
New
and by the end
York.
of the interview, he's
Well,
usually
this
screaming for
person,
no reason, completely.
as soon as I saw this person, I said, oh, here we have it. The CFA Party Brigade. Yeah, the CFAP Brigade. That's it. Well, this is the second video. This is part 2 of, I'm not sure, because my phone stops and I have to cut them together, right?
Wound up, even scaring the interviewer sometimes. This guy's cadence is just Hitler-esque. What other word do you use to describe it? The way he screams at the camera should make even Republicans get chills. So we're going to break all of this down. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe to the Adam
CNN
Mockler feed. We have
coming
a lot
up.
of interesting
CNN.
stats
This launched me
and
into a
information to give
tirade
you all
about Jane
that
Fonda
debunks exactly
and Ted
what
Turner
Stephen
on the
Miller
other
is
video.
saying. So
Yeah,
we're getting closer to 2 million
it
subscribers. If you want
did.
to help that, make sure you
Jane, my
subscribe to the Adam Mockler feed, and I will
nemesis,
be on CNN
nemesis.
Newsnight on Friday night. So make sure you tune in, put it on your calendar. Let's start here. Laura Ingram asks Stephen Miller about the Strait of Hormuz being closed. Remember, the Strait of Hormuz is the narrow pathway where it's about 20 miles long at some parts, but the narrowest lane for ships to go through is 2 miles.
So here he specifically makes reference to what can only be the Verrazano Narrows and the Verrazano Bridge that connects Brooklyn to Staten Island. That's it. Period. Yeah. Whenever you hear Strait of Hormuz, it always means the Verrazano Narrows and never the Hormuz Strait over in Iran. Well, that always, never, but nothing is, a single thing cannot be sorted between always and never. So there are some rare exceptions.
This is a very, very important statistic right here. The narrowest point for ships to pass through is 2 miles. That
Which
gives
means
Iran
the
the ability to
Verrazano
strike that
Bridge
2 mile
between the
stretch
two
directly off of its
foundation
coast,
stanchions.
meaning anybody who goes through there is in massive danger, meaning the global oil supply is being choked and prices are increasing. Let's see what Stephen Miller has to say about this.
Why are we having, it seems like to be a continuing nagging problem with the Strait of Hormuz. We've all but destroyed Iran's navy, their leadership. I mean, there are 5 or 6 people remaining who seem relevant. So I know it's been 20 days, or we're in our 20th day now, but why is this taking so long?
Well, I would look at it the exact opposite, which is, how has this happened so fast? So you're talking about what would normally be considered months or even years to achieve these military objectives, instead have been achieved in a matter of days.
Okay, that was the craziest spin I've ever seen. If Donald Trump quite literally stood up and took a shit on the Oval Office desk, Stephen Miller would be on Fox News that night seeing that Donald Trump has just broken ground in unique plumbing methods. Sorry for the graphic imagery, but Lord have mercy. The idea that you can flip the absolute abject failure of the administration to secure the Strait of Hormuz, the idea that you can flip that into a win, dude, they said 8 or 9 months ago the nuclear capabilities of Iran were quote unquote obliterated. Now we're fighting them for the same reason, but apparently their navy is already taken care of, but apparently they still have the means to strike people off the Strait of Hormuz. This administration is lying through their teeth, and we got breaking news earlier. The U.S. is accumulating forces for a weeks-long operation to take control of the Strait of Hormuz, according to Israeli assessments. I found this tweet from Derek Thompson to be quite funny. Delta C.
All right, there you go. That lets you know that Benjamin Netanyahu has been running his own game. He said Israeli assessments. That's Benjamin Netanyahu has been planning on. Yeah. Okay, BB. Mr. Leader, Christo-Fascist America Party, and your leader, Amy Conant Bryant, formerly known as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. I've met your brigade and labeled them now.
EO said fuel prices have doubled for airlines since the start of the war, and they're passing them on to consumers as higher ticket prices. I travel, and I've seen this happen already. Derek Thompson says, be Donald Trump, win an election based on the cost of living, immediately announce the largest tariff program in the last 100 years, spend the next year carving out those tariffs. Then he falls back on, well,
Israeli
at least the price of
That's
oil is
Benjamin
falling.
Netanyahu.
Then he launches a war that instantly spikes the price of oil. Like, what the hell are we doing here? Especially in a midterm year, this is the worst political instincts I've ever seen. Hey, why don't we just go to war and spike the price of oil and gasoline 6 months before the election happens?
Objectives instead have been achieved in a matter of days, because under the leadership of President Trump, and then of course with Secretary Higgs in the Department of War, we are not fighting a politically correct battle. The hands of our warriors are not tied in getting up and going after the objective, and going after the objective ruthlessly, because this is war, and in a war...
But that didn't even make sense. First of all, what does it mean you're not fighting a politically correct battle? You're just using
Who will
words.
secure the Strait of
What the hell
Hormuz?
does that mean?
That's
secondly,
the
like, half the
bug
Republicans right now say
that
we're not even
runs
at war,
on
and the other half say that
Fox
we are, which is
that
objective
neither
ruthlessly,
Stephen
because this is war,
nor
and in a war,
Ingram know
you have
about.
to fight totally. And so we have seen the leadership of this regime has been completely decapitated and obliterated. We have seen the IRGC dealt one humiliating blow after another. Their Navy is in the bottom of the ocean. Their Air Force is in rubble. Their ballistics missile program has been annihilated. And
okay, but they still have enough leverage to inflict enough damage on the United States for Donald Trump to blink, for the United States to maybe be mobilizing forces in order to protect the Strait of Hormuz, and for Donald Trump to be begging other world leaders to
See how
go on a
quickly he
suicide mission or
shifts
send their troops on a
himself.
suicide mission to
Hormuz,
protect our
Verzano,
assets in a war that Trump and Netanyahu
but
started.
he's awful
Stephen Miller
young.
then says,
He doesn't
the
know
United
my
States is better
depth of
positioned than any
context
nation in the
being
world to take on
62
this
years
battle.
old
And
that
then
I
he
am.
lies about energy prices. Don't worry. Dana Bash asks some really interesting questions.
Dana
in one
Bash,
moment, like,
now
why
he
didn't they
says.
anticipate you were
Where's
striking
Dana
other
Bash?
countries?
I don't
How did
see
you guys
Dana
not
Bash.
anticipate this? But I want to just
Dana
show you
Bash
the
is a
absolute delusion
CNN person.
of sick in the head Stephen Miller.
it has been reported, has been discussed. The United States military is laying waste to targets all across the Strait of Hormuz that Iran
He
uses
said
to
Dana
menace commerce
Bash.
in that region. But very importantly, the United States is better
Dana
positioned
Bash
than any
isn't
nation in the world
here.
to take on this battle. Why? Because President Trump has unleashed American
He
energy.
said he's
and
on
now,
CNN.
what else is he doing? He's unleashing
Is
Venezuelan
this a
energy.
CNN
What are we
versus
talking about
Fox
here?
battle?
This is some wild mumbo
Yes,
jumbo.
that
Donald
makes
Trump
sense.
has unleashed energy
Not
by
a
spiking
battle.
the price worldwide and
Fox
starting a war.
and
How the hell
CNN
has he
in
unleashed
league
energy? Earlier,
together
Caroline Levitt said that the
at
United
the
States
highest
doesn't even
levels of
need the Strait of
management.
Hormuz. But if that were true,
Jane
then we wouldn't
Fonda
have seen
and
any adverse effect
who owns
whatsoever from
Fox?
the Strait of Hormuz closing.
Murdock?
They're lying to us,
Yeah.
hoping that we're dumb
Come
enough not to
on.
realize what they're
Lachlan
saying
and
out
your
of their mouth
brother.
does not make
Yeah,
sense. And it's just
Lachlan and his
incongruent with
brother
how
and
things are
Jane Fonda
actually
and Ted
happening.
Turner. I
Listen,
can think of no
Iran
worse
has taken a
quad
massive hit from
agents
this
than
war.
that.
That's the reality. But so is the United States. Nobody
The
wins in a
Lachlan.
war like this. Everybody is
Lachlan
losing
and
right
his
now because
brother.
we're all just inflicting damage on each
Wherever
other.
the fuck
There's more
they're
death.
from.
There's more destruction. There's more cost of living price increases, which then leads to a lower
Well,
quality
I've
of
got
life
my
for people.
quad spade
Stephen
to
Miller
play.
then says
I
President Trump
said
was
Corey
aware of and has
Lewandowski's
calculated
a
through
quad
every
agent.
permutation and every degree of strategy. They're talking about
So I
Donald
got
Trump
my
like
other
he's
four
fucking
quad
Doctor
agents.
Strange, like he's sitting there
Jane
calculating through
Fonda,
the 7
Ted
million
Turner, and
realities
the
that we could
Lachlan,
potentially
the
end it.
Murdock
I'm
twins.
pretty sure this guy just like farts, and whichever way the wind blows it, that's the decision that he makes.
So there you
Quite
go.
literally.
I can use one card now and mean all of that. Yep, I got it. I'm that fast. Look how fast I am.
United States has achieved its objectives even faster than anybody thought possible. President Trump was aware of and has calculated through every permutation and every degree
And
of strategy.
because of
This
the
has
way
been by
these two
far
images
the
are,
most
I don't
overwhelming
even know. I know for a
victory
fact these
based
two
on the
people
objectives.
don't
Don't worry,
even
guys.
know
Trump
what's
actually
going on
calculated
here.
and could see that over a dozen U.S. service members were dying. He just knew
Neither
that was
one
a
of these
sacrifice
people
that had
have
to be
any
made. Don't
idea
worry. He actually,
that this
like
is
Doctor
going on.
Strange, he calculated
Or
the
he
idea
doesn't
the
know
Strait of
that I'm
Hormuz
back
was
here
going to close, but
commenting
he
on the
decided,
whole
you know what,
thing.
we're just going to let that
And
happen
I'm
and
making
then
a
beg
whole set of
afterwards and act like we
connections
didn't mean
that
for that to happen.
don't
He
connect any
also
of this
totally
in any
saw
way.
that Bibi
Because I don't
Netanyahu was
even
going
care
to
who he
lengthen this
is.
war and
No.
drag it on.
And
While
now I
the
don't really
IRGC
care
picked a new
about who
leader and
you
everybody
two are.
consolidated.
Because I
Come
know
on here.
that the two
This
of
is
you,
absolute
who I
BS.
know,
This is
you have
awful.
no
Laura
idea
Ingraham
what's
then
going
begins to
on
ask, I
back
guess, some
here.
semi-tough
So you ought
questions.
to
She
be
says,
happy,
why
people.
didn't
The two
why did they
people I
anticipate
know,
Iran
both
striking
of you
other
should
countries
love
and
me
inform the president of those
for
facts?
having this video.
There's one more thing I could have
Because
listed.
you never know
Iran
what the
struck
bug
over a dozen
says
countries in the Middle
under
East
your
after this. They
picture.
were targeting U.S.
Yeah,
naval
you
and Air Force
don't.
bases
Well,
in
you should stay
retaliation.
the fuck
The
off
United
the
States
air.
was entirely unprepared for that. Did Donald Trump not see that permutation in his head?
We didn't anticipate everything. I mean, he said we didn't anticipate that, which nothing necessarily wrong with that, but we do have military
See how
planners
powerful this
who spend
technology's
an
become?
enormous amount of time and money
Looking
gaming
at
out these
Diet
war plans,
Coke.
Stephen, whether how long it's going to take us to clear the strait when we don't have
Professional
minesweeping
in the
capabilities that
background,
we used to
even.
have. We kind of slowly but surely given them away. And the fact
Iran
that Iran is going to
escalates.
strike
What's
other
next?
countries in the region.
Fox News alert.
You know, we spent a lot
I don't
on
even
this.
know
Why
the date
didn't
this
they
is posted
anticipate
up
this
yet.
and inform the president
I haven't
of those
even looked.
facts?
I think you're saying something very different, Laura. What the president is talking about is the fact
Well,
that
I
Iran
tell you what.
revealed itself
I
by
mean,
presetting its missiles.
yeah, even the
to
way
strike
this is done in the
nations that in many
distance,
cases were its
this could
friends, and these
be
are not its friends,
AI
were
back here.
non-combatants in the Middle East.
These could be
And what that reveals,
CGI
the president's point is,
generated
what that
for
reveals about
Laura
the Iranian
and him
regime, that
too.
it understands
Yes,
their bloodlust,
because
their
of the way this
bloodthirst,
is
how
done.
reckless they are, how dangerous they are. What it would look like if they
But
pursued a
Fox
nuclear
is
weapon
Fox.
while they had the capability to shoot missiles in which they were
And I'm
heading
making
towards.
the connection
Okay,
to
that doesn't answer the
CNN
question that
myself.
Trump didn't anticipate Iran striking other countries. And also,
And this person said
we're not defending the
CNN
Iranian regime
and
here.
is
If
using
you're defending
Fox.
the Iranian
So
regime after they've killed
I'm
thousands,
connecting
tens of thousands,
whoever
after
he
they've cut the
is
internet off and
with
repressing
Fox and
individual
him to
rights of people,
CNN now.
then
And
you're
I
just not
called it
reality at this
all
point. But there's also a
the
difference between the Iran regime repressing their
Christo-Fascist
people and the
America
United
Party
States having
Brigade,
the authority to
whatever
just
he
unilaterally go
represents.
in there because Trump
Brigade.
and Netanyahu want to remove the leader and do whatever we want in the country. We tried this very experiment multiple times in the past. It's failed. Regime change fails. It ends in long, extended wars or civil war or militias taking over.
At far more distant targets, all across Europe, all across the
He,
Middle East, eventually into the United States. Again, while
this brigade representative, said that he just characterized the entire history of the presidency of America as as regime change. This person, he can't be even 20 years old.
pursuing a nuclear weapon. But from a military planning standpoint, this has been exquisite, Laura.
Again, they didn't anticipate that troops were going to die. They didn't anticipate retaliation from Iran. They didn't anticipate any of this. And now he's saying this has been exquisite.
He said he has
Ingram
2
says,
million
Ingram
followers.
starts
That's
to push back
nothing.
here, actually. She says, they're getting help from Russia. Did we anticipate that?
The locations of their resources,
Wait a
their
minute.
launchers, their
Boy,
military
I
base.
tell
They're
you
getting
what,
command
this is
orders.
evil.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're
but
getting
the-
help from Russia as well. We
Evil,
understand.
right?
Did we anticipate that?
Evil. It's
Of
all
course,
right.
we anticipated that, of course, Iran would try to reach out to anybody they thought that could help them. But the bottom line is that our
Tel
capabilities
Aviv,
are so far beyond
1:17
anyone else's in the world, as
a.m.
we've seen with Midnight Hammer, as we've seen with Absolute Resolve, and as we're seeing now with Epic Fury.
I have a feeling that Laura Ingraham isn't quite satisfied with some of his answers there. I'm just getting that vibe. She continues to follow up, and in this last one, she, for the third or fourth time,
Oh, Red
used
Cross.
the word anticipate
Red
to reword a
Cross.
statement that she clearly took problem with. Now, I'm not giving her credit. I'm not saying that she's she's a host that actually pushes back. But it
Support
feels like Stephen Miller is
service
very
to the
transparently falling into talking points and doing his Hitler-esque tone,
armed
right? And
forces
Laura Ingraham isn't really
today.
buying it.
These are so far beyond anyone else's in the world. As
The
we've seen
Red
with
Cross,
Hammer,
what a
as we've
nightmare
seen with
organization
absolute
that
resolve,
is.
as we're seeing now with epic fury. It's very important that nobody in the
The
United States
American
be
Red
gaslit by
Cross
the Iranian
and
propaganda.
the International Red
The
Cross,
IRGC
what a
has
disaster.
been crushed. Their leadership is dying. Their ability to project their power
This
is
is
waning
weird
by the
as all
day.
get
Their
out.
command
That
structure
he's
is being ripped apart.
creating this
Their
by
This is just
moving these
not
forward
true.
and
The Iranian
backwards.
regime is continuing to
This
survive.
is
There are 1
nothing
million
but,
members of the IRGC,
this
the
is,
Iranian
I
Revolutionary
can't
Guard Corps,
believe
and
it.
they will die
A
for this regime down to the very
Christo-fascist
last one.
American
We
party.
replaced the 86-year-old leader with a marginally different, more extreme, younger leader who is
That's
30
him.
years his junior and now has a vengeance for the United States. I'm going to leave it there. If you appreciate these videos on the Adam Mockler feed, all that I ask is that you drop a like and a blue heart. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.
A like and a blue heart, he says. Stephen Miller. Uh-oh. What just happened? Just a minute. Okay. Well, where did it go? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I've got it. No problem. Yeah. You can't defeat me. So stop trying, everybody. No, I've already got it. Too bad. Sorry, Jane. Sorry, Lachlan and you fucking weirdos. Yeah. Sorry. Didn't mean to upset you. I got you. Good. Oh, I got you, all right. Oh, I've got you. I've had your number a long time. You fucking kidding me? Yeah. Well, guess what? It should be in the history. It's not. Oh, here it is. Right here it is. Right here. Right here it is.
I have something to tell you.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
an AI agent.
That's
And
got.
I
That's
can build
it.
apps and websites for you
It's got to be
with
it.
just a
It
prompt.
better be it.
Ingram says,
It
Ingram
is.
starts to push back here, actually. She says, they're getting help from Russia. Did we anticipate that? I just want to say.
What's the channel? About Adam Mockler. Subscribe for daily politics from Adam Mockler. Yeah, Adam Mockler, Instagram, Reddit. Oh, God, Reddit, Twitter, Discord. Oh, God, what an unholy combination that is. April 15th, 2013. His channel has had 1,106,200,662 views. Yep. Yep. Oh my God. Oh Lord God. Well, this is good. Jump in the wormhole, everybody. Yeah, down into the wormhole of the digitization sphere. The digitization sphere. Welcome to the wormhole of the digitization sphere, everybody. Hey, thank you so much for everything.